Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Detroit Tigers franchise mode here in MLB The Show 21. So in last episode, we simulated the rest of the season, and we actually had a very good season, finishing best team, I believe, in the entire AL. Let me just make sure on that, because I'm honestly not sure. But we finished 94 and 68, which, yeah, was the best team in the entire AL. And yeah, obviously we didn't finish first place because the Rockies had a phenomenal season this year, going 109 and 53. So hopefully we don't have to play them in a World Series if we actually get to the World Series final this year. But yeah, hopefully we can have a better year this year than we did last year, because I think it was last year that we got upsetted by Boston, or maybe it was the year before that. I honestly don't remember because I pre-recorded a bunch of episodes, but this episode we're going to be taking on the Oakland Athletics in the ALDS. They actually look like a pretty solid team for a team that was in the wild card. Actually, last time when we lost to Boston, that team won in the wild card and then eventually went on to win the World Series. So it seems like sometimes a wild card team could actually beat a bunch of like divisional leaders to win a World Series. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time around. But anyways, let me show you guys what the roster looks like going into this episode. And then I'll also show you guys our roster again, just in case you forget. So let's go to their roster to start off with. So batting wise, they have some actually pretty good batters like Morrow, Lux, Luis Robert, who's pretty good, Ian Happ, Josh Jung is pretty good. There's also Aradis Adaman, who's pretty good. Like, in general, they have some really good batters. Like, they have good overalls, I would say, at least. Like, because some of these high overalls don't actually simulate that good. Like, for example, Bryce Terang is an 89, but he doesn't have really that great of power hitting. He's a good contact hitter, but he's not really, like, the type of guy that would get a lot of home runs, probably. But yeah, in general, they have some really good batters. And then if we go to their lineup, not the lineup, the pitching rotation. Their pitching rotation is also actually pretty good. They do have a very good starting pitcher in Mariano Caraballo, who had a pretty good season this year. He had 17 wins, which tied Chauncey for the most wins this season, but he didn't have as good of stats as him, but he did still have a really good whip and good ERA. So yeah, this guy's a good pitcher. They also have Casilla, Pugh, De Los Santos, and Morales, so pretty good there, and a pretty solid bullpen, I would say, as well, with like Barreto, Contreras, Chavez, Sunich, Cabrera, Taylor, and then Chavez and Ramirez. So overall wise, I think it might actually be more even of a matchup than we expect. Because if we go to our team, this is what our team looks like going into this playoff matchup. So we got our Cy Young winner in Chauncey McElroy. We actually had three guys that could have won the Cy Young this year, but Chauncey won it. David Jordan is going to be the second place guy because he won the Cy Young last year. And then Dennis Tucker, who was a nominee for the Cy Young this year, was also going to be in our top three, which means Casey Mize is starting to be maybe one of those guys that becomes expendable just because his contract is still for a very long term, and we really don't need him much longer, I don't think, because we eventually will have to replace him with a younger guy, I would assume. And then also Scott James, who we called up at the September call-ups, I think it was, because we had an injury. He's actually been pretty good so far as well, so he might stay up here. And then Robbie Polino might not get added to our playoff roster, so there's that. And in our bullpen, we still got Perez, Selby, Mayer, Franco, Morales, Green, who's dropping off a lot, which I don't really like. I might have to trade him away at some point. Sammy Chavez as well, who actually had a rough season despite his overall, and Diego Corona, who is our closer. So overall-wise, our team looks pretty good in terms of pitching. And if we go to our lineup for this playoff matchup, we got Gary Harrah, who had a fantastic season in terms of batting average and all that. We got Cortez, who's usually pretty good, Drew Waters, Carmen Nunez, Montenegro, Brandon Marsh as well, Fernando Valdez, Luis Garcia, and Chad Hirsch. A couple of these guys got sent down, which was weird at the end of last episode, so I had to call them up, like Valdez, Montenegro, yeah, type of thing. And then on the bench, we have some pretty good players as well in Mark Sullivan, Bryant Packard, Michael Bland, and Robbie Harvey. So our team looks pretty good, I would say, and I'm very excited to see how we do in this playoff matchup against Oakland. Hopefully we can beat them, and hopefully we can go on to the ALCS for, I think, the first time, because I don't think we've been to the ALCS yet. So anyways, let's get into a game number one. Waste no time, because this episode will be too long if I don't do it that way. So let's view organization games and go to play game here and see if we can win game one. We got home field advantage, obviously. hopefully we could take advantage of that. So quick manage, and yeah, that's good. And yeah, hopefully we could win game 1 here. So we're gonna start Chauncey for this game, obviously, because Chauncey's our man. But honestly, we can start any of these top 3 guys, and I would have no problem with it. But I'm gonna start Chauncey because he definitely deserves it. So, and then that is good in terms of our batting rotation, I believe. Yep, that is good. Perfect. Okay, so let's sim each inning up to near the end of the innings, and then we'll kind of just go by our own standards depending on how the situation of the game is. So let's see, first half of the inning, and we give up 3 runs already. That is uncharacteristic of Chauncey. That's not a good start. 3 runs on 5 hits. But sometimes when you will give up hits early and stuff like that, it seems like teams come back late. So hopefully we could bounce back with some hits of our own here in this next half. And we're going to get 1. Okay, I'll take that. Pull us back within 2. So this is a close and high-scoring game off the bat. And yeah, we have only 2 hits opposed to their 5. Hopefully Chauncey can bounce back from that first inning, because that was a terrible first inning from a Cy Young winner. Second inning, and he gives up another run. We might have to take Chauncey out, depending on how we play the rest of the way. But Chauncey's off to a terrible start, which is not what I was expecting. Mariano Caraballo against Brandon Marsh and some other guys, and we're going to get nothing out of that. Chauncey, we're going to give you maybe 1 more inning. And he's going to give up nothing, which is good. Good little bounce back. Cortez will lead us off 4 to the 3rd, and we're going to get another run to make it a 4-2 game. Nice. Yeah, this is a very offensive game so far, which is kind of not what I was expecting, because both teams look like they were good pitching teams. We'll do 1 more inning with Chauncey, I think. But he is getting pretty tired already because he's had to throw a lot of pitches. 4th inning, and he gives up another one. Yeah, Chauncey, you're out for next inning, man. Not a good debut for Chauncey in this playoff run. Let's see what happens here in the 4th. And we get 5 runs. Okay. So we now lead 7-5. That is a huge inning from the boys. Don't know who started that, but we get 5 runs. And yeah, all of a sudden we're winning this game. I am, though, going to change out Chauncey, though, because he's been not that great. His energy is getting low as well. So we will not do a substitution. Pitching change. We will bring in... Do we have a guy that's like a good reliever for long-term wise? I could go with Selby or Perez. Who had the better season? 4.02, 1.3, 356. Yeah, we're going to go with Charlie Selby. Bring in Charlie Selby and see how he could do for this team. Hopefully he could hold this lead for us. Let's see what happens. And he gives up nothing. I love that. Charlie, I almost said Chauncey. Jeez. Bottom of the 5th, and we get nothing, but we did get a couple more hits. So yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. Good bounce back from that earlier, that first inning especially. 6th inning, we don't give up anything. We did give up a hit, I think, though. Get nothing there. They get another run scored. It's a 7-6 games, and we're both tied in hits. Damn, this is a very crazy game. Let's see what happens in the 7th, and we don't get anything. 8th wise, they are not going to tie it, but we both are up there more in hits again. Bottom of the 8th, and we are still up by 1 going into the 9th. And I think that makes time to change. Should I change to Corona? Last time I changed to Corona in the playoffs, though, he blew it. So I think I'm going to keep Charlie Selby to see if he can close this game. Let's see what happens. And he does it. And we are going to win game 1 7-6 over the Athletics. Drew Waters was the player of the game, going 2 for 5 with 2 runs, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs. So I guess he was the guy that did that all in the 4th inning. So our team is going to win after that big 4th inning. And after a really bad start by Chauncey McElroy, Charlie Selby is going to get credited with the win, and we have a 1-0 series lead. Let's sim through date and go on to game 2, but very good to see us have a lead in a series, because I don't think we've had a lead in the series in quite a while. But yeah, that was a really bad first game from Chauncey, but at least we have other good pitchers for the next few games as well. So let's waste no time, get into game number 2. View today's games, I think it is, yeah. And let's go to there and play game. And yep, that's good. Quick manage. That's good. Okay, so who are we going to start for game 2? It's probably, yeah, it's going to be David Jordan. We got to give David Jordan the opportunity. Dennis Tucker would probably be the closing game, or we could just go Casey Mize, so Dennis Tucker's fresh for next round. Yeah, I think we're going to go with David Jordan here, and then we're going to keep the rest of the batting order the exact same, I think. Yep. Okay, here we are, game number 2, still at Comerica Park, I think it's called. Let's see what happens at the end of the first, and we give up nothing this time around, so good first inning there so far. Let's see how we do on the bottom of the first. We get 1 hit, but nothing scored. Second inning, they get a couple hits, but nothing big. Good start from David Jordan, though. I like that. See, that's always good when you have good, deep, like pitching rotations, because guys like Chauncey should be doing better. He doesn't do good, but David Jordan is off to a very good start so far this game. Very quiet offensive game by comparison to the last game so far. Yeah, no offense is happening at all. We might replace Jordan soon because his energy's halfway. And who is going to be the first one to score things? Let's go one more inning with Jordan. Good stuff. And yeah, we'll go to the bottom or top of the 8th. Still nothing. We're going to make a pitching change though because I want Jordan to get taken out. So I think we're going to go to Perez this time around. Or I could go to Franco because he's a short reliever though. But I could always use him for 1 inning and then go to Corona as a closer. Doesn't have that much stamina. I could always go with James Mayer, who had a pretty good season actually. But I think I'm going to go with Franco. Yeah, I'm going to go with Franco because he's got a really good whip. So let's bring out Franco and see how he does. And he gives up 1 run. That's not good. Maybe we made the wrong choice there. Come on, Chad Hirsch. Bottom of the 8th. I could always do a pinch hit situation, but I don't really have a guy that could play catcher. So let's see with Chad Hirsch. Oh, okay. Our team is clutch all of a sudden. Bottom of the 8th, we go up 4-1 now. Good bounce back. I really like to see that. Our team seems to have really good innings all of a sudden out of nowhere. So now we look to close out this game, so we are going to make a pitching change and put in our closer, Diego Corona, to see if he could end this one. Let's see if he could end this one, and he does, and we win 4-1 in Game 2, and we are up 2-0 in the series, and Diego Corona gets player of the game for playing 1 inning. What the heck? That's a little bit weird, but I guess I'll take that. So we win Game 2 4-1. Let me actually go to view box score, because I didn't see who got the home runs and stuff in that game for us. So Marsh had a double, Nunez had 2 RBIs, Marsh had 2 RBIs, and a grounded to double play by Nunez as well. But yeah, really good game from Jordan, pitching 7 innings. I could have probably put him longer, but I didn't want him to get too tired. Franco gets credited with the win, even though he didn't play that good. Well, he gave up 1 hit, or 1 run, I should say. And then Corona was good with that save. Interesting, but we have a 2-0 series lead for the first time since we played Toronto, I think, where we went up 2-0 and then we lost 3 straight games. Let's see if we can close out Oakland and move on to the next round. Dennis Tucker, yeah, I think we'll let Dennis Tucker start this round. Or maybe we'll start Casey Mize so Dennis Tucker could start next round. I don't know. But I think everybody else should be kind of back to full energy for next round anyways. So let's get into game number 3. In Oakland this time around, so we are on the road, but let's see if we can sweep the Athletics. Let's go quick manage. Yep, quick manage. That's good. I don't even know what their field is called. It is called Ricky Henderson Field. Oh, it must have been changed that name recently because I don't think it's always been like that, has it? I could be wrong with that. Okay, there you go, and we are going to start, Dennis Tucker, I think. Yeah, we're going to start Dennis Tucker, and batting order is going to say the exact same, advance. And let's see what happens. So top of the first, let's see what we could do. We get 1 run. Good stuff, boys. Good start. Oakland on the bottom of the first is going to get nothing. Let's just keep going through this fastly. They get 1 run back, so it is a 1-1 game now. We get nothing. They get another run, so back-to-back innings with a run scored for the Athletics. We're down 2-1. We only have 1 hit through 3 innings as well, which is not that great. Another inning, we're still down 3-1 or 2-1 to Dennis Tucker's still off to a pretty solid start. I would say ERA-wise, not maybe, but whip-wise. Okay, let's keep him in for now. He's getting a little bit tired, but I'll probably replace him in like the 6th or something, because he's not been terrible. I could probably get one more inning out of him. Let's see if we could do good. There we go. Still down 2-1. They have 5 hits. We only have 2 hits in this game, so we're not playing like ourselves right now. But let's go through this inning, and we're not going to score anything, but we did get a hit, which is a good sign. But I am going to replace Dennis Tucker, even though he has been good. I just want to get in a reliever, so I think we're going to go to James Mayer this time around. Yeah, we're going to go to James Mayer. Let's see how James Mayer does, and he gives up nothing. Nice to see that. We might have to make a batting change. Who's been terrible so far? I could make a pitch hitter, but I don't think I want to pitch in for Gary Harris. So let's see if we can get on base with Gary. They're going to make a pitching change to Freddie Chavez, and Gary Harris grounds out, which is not good. Cortez singles. Okay, I like that. Let's swing in Drew Waters. Singles as well. We got 2 men on base. That's great. Nunez is 0 for 3, but I think I want to keep him in. I could pinch hit him though with Mark Sullivan. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring in Mark Sullivan instead of Nunez, which might be a bad thing to do. But Mark Sullivan swings and he is thrown out, or there was a runner thrown out trying to go to home. But Mark Sullivan does get on base. Pierre Montenegro strikes out, and that is the end of the inning. So we don't get anything out of that. That really sucks. Let's simulate this half of the inning, and I get nothing. We're actually having more hits than they do. So we're going into the bottom of the, or top of the 9th. We need to get 1 run. Let's see what we could do here. Brandon Marsh on base. He's 0 for 3 tonight. They bring out their closer, I think, in Eric Ramirez. And there's a pop-up for Marsh. There's a hit by pitch for Valdez, so he gets on base, but he's not a really good stealer, which is not good. Luis Garcia strikes out. This is our last out of the game, or else we're going to lose this game. And let's see what happens. Who's up at bat is Chad Hirsch. Chad Hirsch, fielder's choice, and we're going to lose 2-1 in game number 3, as Enyel De Los Santos is the player of the game for them. But it's now a 2-1 series lead for us, so hopefully we could bounce back from that loss. Obviously, our offense didn't show up like the first 2 games, but hopefully we could bounce back from that and win in Oakland. Seems like they're a better team on their home field as well. So let's get into today's game. Game number 4 in Oakland. Casey Mize starting up against Gerald Pugh. Let's go to quick manage. Keep this all the same. That's good. And yeah, Casey Mize. And yeah, batting order. They have a right-handed pitcher. So yeah, that's good to go. Okay, so Gary Harris against Gerald Pugh to start off this top of the 1st, and we're going to get 2 runs to start this game. That's a good start. Much better than last game so far, so just got to get Casey Mize to play good for us. Let's just keep going through this until somebody gets tired. There's another one. We're up 3-0. Love to see it. Good start, though, for Casey Mize, and good start for our offense. Gerald Pugh has, like, no energy for them, so he's not that good of a starter. 4-0 for us now. Casey Mize still pitching for us. Yeah, we're going to definitely just keep Casey in for now. He's been good. He's given up 7 hits, but he's not allowed any runs, so I'll take it. We might replace him at the end of this inning. No. Yeah, we're going to replace him, I think, at the end of this inning. So now we're into the 8th. We're up 4-0. We're very close to winning our first series in a long time, I think. Or maybe in general. I don't even remember if we won a round before. I don't think we did, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so 8th inning. We get nothing, but we're still up 4-0. We are going to make a pitching change and put in another reliever. We're going to go back to Franco again. And then we'll probably go back to Corona. So Franco looking to not allow anything, and he gives up another run in his inning, but that's it. So that's okay with me. Still 4-1 lead for us. Looking to add to our totals. Let's see if we could add anything here, and we do add 2 more runs in the top of the 9th, which might close out the series and game as we're up 6-1. We are going to make a pitching change though, just to get Corona to close this game out. Let's see what he could do. He strikes that first guy out. walks the second guy. And let's pitch to contact, and he strikes out that dude. And pitches again, fielder's choice, and we are going to beat out the Oakland Athletics in 4 games, and we're going to be taking on the Blue Jays in the ALCS. So we played them before, but a very good bounce back game. Pierre Montenegro, the player of the game, going 4 for 5 with 2 runs, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs. But we are off to the next round as we win 3 games by convincing fashion, most of them. The only bad game we had, we lost 2-1, but we're up against Toronto in the next round, which is interesting. So let's take a look at what Toronto looks like going into this ALCS. We'll also take a look at our player stats, and then, yeah, that's pretty much that. Winner of this next round will face either the Mets or the San Diego Padres in the World Series. So Colorado got knocked out, which is crazy because they had a really good season, but San Diego might be a very good team as well. So let's actually look at our player stats first, and then we will take a look at what Toronto looks like. So Chauncey really struggled in Game 1, but hopefully he can bounce back for the second round. David Jordan was fantastic. Dennis Tucker was really good. Casey Mize was really good as well. And then some of our relievers that played, like Charlie Selby, was really good, and that type of thing. So not too bad. James Mayer was really good. Franco wasn't that great. He allowed 2 runs in 2 innings, but he wasn't terrible. He got a win, so I'll take it. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Closing pitcher-wise, Corona was really good as a closer. Batting-wise, Chad Hirsch wasn't that great. Valdez was not too bad. Cortez was hitting a .313, so good from Cortez on batting average. Nunez was hitting only a .200, which is not great. Mark Sullivan had 1 at-bat, and he got on base, so I really like that. Luis Garcia was fantastic in that round, hitting a .400 average, which is really good. Gary Harrell wasn't that great, so it looks like our batting wasn't that good as well in that first matchup, but we managed to win. Drew Waters was fantastic, really good. Same with Pierre Montenegro, and yeah, that was pretty much that. Interesting. Let's take a look actually at the rotation the rotation we'll do first over the lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. See how much it's changed since we played them last. I honestly don't remember what their roster looked like then, though. So they have DL Hall, which I don't think was their last time we played them, or maybe he was. I don't remember even when we played them, so I'll not even look at that. But DL Hall, not off to a great start this playoff run so far. Mackenzie Gore's pretty good. Al Polk hasn't been that great for them. Daryl Cousins and Terrell Loshi. But they have really good overall, so their pitching is really good. And then bullpen-wise, they have some good bullpen guys, but also some average ones. So Boone Mortensen, Hector Mitre, Dylan File, who used to play with us for quite a little bit. Interesting. Gerardo Reyes. They also have Rodney Kellogg, Nick Margevicius. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Bennett Sousa and Bruce Gretol, who has been their closer for quite a while. Looks like he's starting to drop off a lot, but he's still playing pretty good. So yeah, that's their rotation and their bullpen, and then their lineup-wise going into this playoff matchup. Once we get there, let me just see. We should be almost there. It takes a while to load up the player thing, so I can't even check right away. That's crazy that the Rockies got knocked out. But it's good for us in that sense, because now we're technically the best team in the playoffs in terms of not ratings, but standings. Okay, there you go. Here is the Blue Jays roster. So they have Porter Uchida, J.P. Crawford, K.J. Harrison, Jacob Gonzalez, Trevor Larnach, Akil Baddoo, our former player, of course. We let him go for pretty much nothing, I think. Keanu Cavaco, Patrick Dwyer, and John Wyatt. So batting-wise, they do have some really good players. Cavaco, obviously, Baddoo, Gonzalez, and Harrison, but the rest are pretty much average and below average. And then their bench-wise, they have Alex Jackson, Steele Walker, Jamie Jones, I don't know how it's pronounced, Lane Thomas, and that is it. So I think they look like a bit of a worse team batting-wise than the Athletics did, but pitching-wise, they're way better than the Athletics, I think. So that's interesting. Let me take a look at how they did during the regular season as opposed to us. So they finished... They led their division 90-72. We won 94-68, so we're better in that front. 7-3 in our last 10 for both of our teams. 46-30 on division. So we're better against our division. We're better on home field. And we are also... Actually, no, they're better on home field, I think. Nope, we're better from home field. And we're way better in terms of away. Day games were way better, but they are around the same as us at night games, which is interesting. According to their ratings, they are 7th in contact, 20th in power, 6th in pitching, 21st in defense, and 9th in speed. So they have better speed than us. We have better defense than them, which is kind of crazy. We have better pitching, or they have better pitching than us, apparently. We're way better than them in power and in contact. So the power hitting, we might be able to beat them because of that. Hopefully. Because if we do, we're going to our first World Series, which would be pretty awesome. But it's going to be a tough team that we'd be facing if we get there. Because the San Diego Padres or the Mets, both those teams have been pretty good, I'm pretty sure, the last few seasons. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Detroit Tigers franchise mode. So next episode, we will take it to the ALCS against the Toronto Blue Jays as we look to get a little bit of redemption on them for last time and hopefully get our ticket punched to the World Series. So let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.